Well, this is a great message to load up Madden 2. Notice we're renovating. Franchise and Face Franchise are temporarily unavailable for server maintenance. Thank you, Madden. So this is what happens when you add a SpongeBob map or whatever they did. I don't know. I don't play Madden for real. And then you just, yeah, I don't understand what Madden does. Anyways, I'm going to leave you on the screen for a second because today is Friday, one day before the 2020 NFL playoffs. 2 days ago, or about 2 or 3 days ago, I made a prediction video. If you guys want to see that, just go on my channel a few days back. It is a prediction video of the upcoming 2020 NFL playoffs, which starts Saturday, which I said is tomorrow. So today, which I normally do, is basically just the, a normal routine on my channel now, is to do a simulation in Madden. In this case, do a simulation in the 2020 NFL playoffs. Who does Madden think is going to win the Super Bowl is what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to go through all the entire playoffs. I'll have the playoff bracket on the screen right now. If I can remember it from the top of my head, it should be the number 1 Chiefs and number 1 Packers. And then our wild card games, we have the number 4 versus 5. That should be the Titans and Ravens. 3-6 is the Steelers Browns. 7-2 is the Colts Bills. And on the NFC, the 4-5 should be Washington versus Buccaneers. 3-6 is Rams Seahawks. And the 7-2 is Saints and Bears. With that being said, let's start with our first game. That being the Titans and the Ravens. Let's go. See, this is what I was talking about real quick. Join SpongeBob's Fun Frenzy. Wow, Madden, this is really something else. Is there anything else I can see real quick? I just want to see what the SpongeBob thing is real quick. I know it's in the yard. I don't think I've ever touched the yard yet. How cool the yard sounds. Yeah, I don't feel like touching this. But you can see on my screen now that this thing is just loaded with SpongeBob. You got this little watermark right here, SpongeBob SquarePants, and then my goodness, you got Mahomes over here, and then look, this is the stuff Madden does before updating franchise mode. Also, I did find one thing convenient, so thank you, Madden, for this after I bashed on you for a solid 2 minutes. Look at this. This is pretty convenient. I don't gotta do the games myself. I can just click on this, and it takes me right to the game. With that being said, first game, Ravens-Titans. Let's go. Not gonna lie, this is like the 5th time I've tried this game, but every single time I did it, the Titans got blown out. I just don't understand. So this game just didn't want the Titans to win this one at all, and the Ravens will win this one 47-22. This is actually like I said, the 5th time I tried to simulate this game. I can't tell you, man, the Titans got blown out. 38-0 one of the games. I'm not putting that up. That ain't playoff worthy. None of the games are playoff worthy, but hey, that's just what Madden thinks. 47-22, the Ravens win, and they're moving on, but we don't know the play quite yet. We got 2 more AFC matchups to do. In a close divisional game, the Browns and the Steelers meet in the wild card. This is the 3rd meeting this year. Of course, it's a tied series at 1-1. The Steelers taking one early on the season. The Browns just got one in Week 17. And here is a crucial set of downs for the Cleveland Browns. They have to come up with a defensive stop to get the ball back. Considering it's 2nd down to 12, they have 2 timeouts, and there's only a minute and 26 left in the clock in the 4th quarter here in Heinz Stadium. So, 3-point game. Steelers first down, win it. Browns stop the first down, get a chance. That's what we're looking at right now from the 42-yard line. Alright, so Ben Roethlisberger is going to look for 12 yards to get this game finished for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Going to send a person in motion. It's going to hand the ball off to James Conner, and it'll be taken down right around the 45-yard line. Timeout Browns. Alright, a big play coming up, 9 yards to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to look for pass, and this one is caught midfield to Eric Ebron. He's run through so many tackles. Are you kidding? To the 15-yard line. And that's it for the Cleveland Browns. They're going home, and the Steelers are moving on to the playoffs. Let's get to the final knee. Let's watch the Steelers win this game, and they're moving to the Colts and the Bills. And there you have it. Ben Roethlisberger in victory formation. Doesn't even need to do this one. Time runs out. Pittsburgh Steelers win, and let's move on to Colts and Bills. Browns fall 28-25. And we stand in a really similar scenario from last game. The Colts and the Bills at a 5-point game, 31-26. Bills advantage. Bills with ball. 2nd down to 14, minute 57 on the clock, and 35-yard line. Once again, if the Bills get the first down, they can win this game. Already passed the 2-minute warning and already used a timeout from the Indianapolis Colts. So what they got to do is they got to get the first down, which is 14 yards, and they're in their own territory, 35-yard line as it says. So let's see if the Bills and Josh Allen can get this game done with victory formation, get the 14 yards, they hand the ball for the draw, and Devin Singletary is going to be taken down pretty quick. Timeout called for the Colts, and they're going to need one more stop to get this ball back. That was a 0-yard game for Devin Singletary, leaving it at 3rd down and 12. So 12 yards is needed for the Buffalo Bills. They're going to hand the ball off again. How about this? Devin Singletary runs straight up the middle with no worries, and the final timeout the Indianapolis Colts is called. And once again, a game is going to end on a knee of the quarterback. 31-26. Final score of this game. I'm not going to show the knees this time. Let's get on to the NFC now. So we have our game set now, considering that the Bills win. which means our matchups would be Chiefs versus Ravens and Steelers versus Bills. Just how I predicted it. Let's see if NFC can stay pretty similar too, or we can see some upsets. 17-17 game here in Landover, Washington football team. I know Dwayne Haskins is the start of the game. That's not supposed to happen, but he's going to get a short route to, I believe, Gibson. That's going to be 1 yard short of the first down, and time is still going to tick. Here's the kicker, which I'm pretty sure is Hopkins. I did try to put Alex Smith in, but this game just still does not recognize that Alex Smith should be playing. So I know that's not really correct, but, you know, there's not really anything I can do at this point. Alright, so sending from the 49-yard line, Dwayne Haskins Jr. is going to throw this one complete all the way up to the 20. And, oh my goodness, Terry McLaurin makes a spin move to the touchdown. And Washington football team takes a lead with 20 seconds. 50-yard touchdown for Terry McLaurin. Spin moves out of it, and there's only 17 seconds left of the clock now for Tom Brady. I know this is not accurate, mainly because Dwayne Haskins in the game, and the weirdest part is that Dwayne Haskins has 3 touchdowns in the game without a pick. Spin move, and touchdown. What a play. Washington football team. I mean, even though this shouldn't sound like an upset, you have a home game, you're division winner, but it should be an upset in this case. 23-17 where we stand. Hopkins for the extra point attempt. Up, and good. 7-point game for Tom Brady with 17 seconds and 3 time stoppages. Okay, Tom Brady's just going to throw this one deep for a chance for the Buccaneers. I can't believe Washington football team got that. What a move. Oh, the spin move, though. He's going to back up a couple yards, and he's going to sling this one or two more plays, and this one's knocked out. Could have got it, but, you know, Madden fixes are stupid. Who would have thought of a day where Tom Brady has worse stats as for touchdown and interception ratio than Dwayne Haskins? As a matter of fact, Dwayne Haskins is released from this team. He's probably somewhere in a strip club right now. He's not even on the Washington football team anymore. He got released. Alex Smith is starting. So I know that's not correct. My bad about that. I know this is basically not, you know, the predicting the playoffs, but I mean, that's just Madden for you. Tom Brady, one final play, 5 seconds, backs up, throws it again, 2 seconds last play of the game. This one's knocked up. No one could have it. And how about that? Washington football team wins this game. That's insane. I'm just really weird how Madden just predicted that Washington football team win this. I didn't see that coming. 24-17. And why are you showing Alex Smith? You didn't even start. This game is just taunting me at this point. But Terry McLaurin and somehow Dwayne Haskins Jr. are the heroes of this game. And they're the reason why they're moving on the Madden simulation playoffs. So let's move on to our next game, the Seahawks and the Rams. With 45 seconds left at the 43-yard line, the LA Rams are driving on the Seattle Seahawks defense, tied at 22nd down and 10 here in Central League Park, Seattle, Washington. Tie game, of course, division rivals, and it could come down to a game-winning field goal or anything on this game-winning drive, or we can see this game go to overtime with 45 seconds left in the clock right now. However, the Rams, they're not far out of field goal range. As you can see, 7 more yards are at midfield, and then you just need about 10 to 20 more, so I'd say about 20 more yards. And, you know, their kicker's not bad, so we can just see how it goes on from here with 2 timeouts on the board for the Rams on the offensive side. And then you got 3 timeouts for the Seattle Seahawks. So here you are. Actually, they are in Seahawks territory, so that means they only need about, I would say, 10 more yards for a comfortable field goal. Jared Goff backs up. He's actually injured in real life, and this check down goes nowhere. That just loses a couple yards. 3rd down and 15 now. Loss of 5, and the time is now still rolling. So when you talk about a field goal, this is a 58-yard field goal, and now they call a timeout with around 38 seconds left. Tied at 20, and they're going to need some yardage here to get a comfortable field goal. There's also a chance Jared Goff could not play this game this weekend, so we just don't know what's going to happen for this. This could not be accurate as well. Jared Goff gets some pressure, and oh my goodness, all the way sacked at the 48-yard line, the other side of the field now. Another timeout is called, and what do you do here, the Rams? Do you punt the ball away? I mean, after those 2 horrible plays, when you're closing in on field goal range and you just give it up, it's almost to the point where you just give them the ball back. This is not good for the... You can see Jared Goff is already sitting there with a Gatorade cup. So they're giving the ball back to Seattle Seahawks and hopefully Russell Wilson. 2 timeouts on board with 20 seconds. Can they do anything? Starts with the kick return off the punt right here. And that's going to give them up to around the 33-yard line. Okay, 18 seconds on the clock. At the own 34-yard line is where Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks stand. And they're just probably just going to look to throw this one. Here comes a blitz, though. This ball's knocked out. That could have been dangerous. Could have been a strip sack, pick, anything like that. But thankfully it's an incompletion, which makes 2nd down and 10, stops the clock. Jason Myers, field goal kicker. Target range is a 41. Not really close to that right now. But hey, one big play downfield, and then what do you know? You're in it. So 2 timeouts to the board. 2nd down and 10, 14 seconds left. Overtime is probably the most reliable option right now, looking how both these teams are playing through the few plays I've seen. So let's just see, maybe if he can see a giant chunk play like we did last game, which was just insane. Maybe Russell Wilson can get downfield, and he's going to look to scramble on his legs right here. Gets 10-yard gain, up to 20-yard gain. He's going to get up to field goal range with that one. You're going to let Russell Wilson get almost 20 yards on the ground. Calls the timeout right at field goal range. So what a flip of script this game has become, considering the Rams were closing in on field goal range, had to punt the ball away after a sack and a horrible play on a check down, and now the Russell Wilson Seattle Seahawks have driving down to take this field goal, which is probably going to be iced real quick, yep. So they're going to take the field goal now, leaving about 2 seconds on the clock if they make it or miss it, depends. Let's see if they can take the lead at 20. Alright, here comes the kick. This is from the 44-yard line, making a 54-yard field goal for Jason Myers. This kick is up. Does it have the distance? Not even close. Far right. This one just misses insanely bad. Not the best kick you want for Jason Myers. Swings right, hits the ground a little too early too, and that was the last kick you want. So now you leave 2 seconds on the clock for the Rams. What do the Rams do? They're at the 49-yard line, so do you want to throw this ball up into the end zone for a 50-yard gain touchdown? This game has just been back and forth already, and we've only seen, 45 seconds worth of plays. Wasn't it just 45 seconds? So Jared Goff from the Rams are going to have one shot at this. Yeah, they're going to send this one deep, not take the field goal. Pretty smart. Probably want to make maybe, I don't know. 60-yard field goals, not really, it's a pretty rare thing in the NFL. 3 rush the Seattle Seahawks. 1 gets through, and Jared Goff swings this one. And this one is, he just barely knocked out. And that means we have overtime in one of the craziest games I've seen in a bit. Overtime, let's get to that now. And look at that, the Rams stand at the 30-yard line. So if they get a field goal, the game's not over yet, but they do take the lead. And if they get a touchdown, here's a flag though. This one's caught and hauled in around the 19-yard line. This one's on holding on the offense, so this is going to back them up more. As I'm just saying, the Rams are inching their way, and now they get backed up 10 yards. So the Rams, every time they just seem to get in range, things just do not go their way. Anyways, like overtime rules in NFL, of course, you get a field goal, you have to stop the defense after you get a field goal, but if you get a touchdown, game is over, you win it. So can the Rams end this one, or can they take the lead and then rely on their defense to stop the Seattle Seahawks? It's already been a really back and forth game, and we've just seen both sides of the ball like crazy. This is going to be a fight at field goal range, so this one's now a 2nd down and 18, just run the ball. And I'm guessing they're just going to take the long field goal at this rate, considering you're already 18 yards, so you're just going to run the ball again and take the lead and just, depend on your defense to stop. This has probably been one of the longest games I've ever spectated and watched, and this is a lot. This is a lot to keep up with. Jared Goff, he's going to look to pass this one. This one's complete to Woods. Woods breaks free of it. Woods is running up to the 8-yard line. He trips around the 7. And first down and goal, 21 yards, reception after the catch. That's actually Reynolds. I thought it was Woods. And how about that? Breaks free off the slant. And now you're thinking about winning this game, not just a field goal. You can see Jared Goff, quick pass. And there you go. Runs the distance up to the 8-yard line. Gets tripped up around there as well. If Rams score this touchdown right here, it'd probably be another upset, considering a lot of people have these Seattle Seahawks coming out of this one. Fakes the handoff. Jared Goff is going to look for a touchdown, and this one is to Woods this time. And that's his 2nd touchdown in the game. And the Rams win it in an upset in Seattle. How about that? Another upset, and the 6th-seeded Rams. Pretty crazy. Robert Woods, touchdown right there, and they win it in overtime. One of the longest games I've ever seen. 26-20 final score. And that was a fun one, and we move on to our final wildcard game between the Saints and the Chicago Bears. Okay, let's be real. What do you think was going to happen? Chicago Bears obviously lose this one, 38-14. In real life, I do think the Chicago Bears will put up a fight. I think the Saints are underestimating the Bears, but I don't think they'll lose by this much. I do think the Saints will win. With that being said, we have all our wildcard matchups done according to Madden, and let me just say, part of it seems normal, and part of it just seems completely off. As we can take a look at our bracket right now, our AFC matchups are Chiefs versus Ravens and Steelers versus Bills. And with the Rams winning, makes this a little bit different. Make it so the Packers play the Rams and Washington plays the Saints. So really interesting matchups in the NFC divisional wise. As for AFC divisional, things are looking pretty normal. But for the NFC, like I said, pretty weird. So let's start with our AFC matchup, the number 1 Chiefs versus the number 5 Ravens, and let's go from here. And the Chiefs are down late in Arrowhead, a minute and 30 on the clock, a 4-point game against the Baltimore Ravens, 31-27, and they're at the 29-yard line, the Ravens' territory. So 29 more yards of the touchdown. They can't take the field goal because that won't do it for them. They need the touchdown to take the lead here as time's going to tick down. 6 timeouts on the board, 3 for each team. Enough said, first down and 10. Let's see if Patrick Mahomes can work his magic with this offense. Already drained 20 seconds. Gotta love Madden. Here he goes. And as you can see, they line up around the 30-yard line. Patrick Mahomes looks to pass, throws this one quick, and this one is a little overthrown, and that stops the clock. Second down and 10. 333 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. And we're now under a minute at 56 seconds. Second down and 10, as I said. Repeat down. Alright, Patrick Mahomes lines back up. That repeat down from 10 yards out, the first down marker. Looks to pass again. 4 rush. Airs this one deep. And this one is, it's juggled and caught by Tyreek Hill for the touchdown. And the Chiefs take the lead late in the 4th quarter with 51 seconds left. This one for a second looked like it was intended for Travis Kelce. And then intercepted out the route by Tyreek Hill. And he kind of bubbles it, but comes down with it. Let me see if I'm right. So as you can see, yeah, 2 running and 1. Oh, it's actually blocked right there. It had a hand up with the Ravens defender. And it just kind of falls into Tyreek Hill's hands. How about that? That's just a really weird oddity right there. And goes in the favor of the Kansas City Chiefs. So now they take the lead by 3 points. And Lamar Jackson and the Ravens have to get those points back. 51 seconds left. 3 timeouts still on the board for both teams. Alright, Lamar Jackson stands at the 29-yard line. 47 seconds left. And they can take a tie with a field goal. But of course, I know they're looking for a touchdown. Lamar Jackson's going to go for a short route here. And this one's going to gain around 8 yards. And that's just a time waste right there. Lamar Jackson does not have a touchdown pass in the game. Even though 31 points have been put up the board. So all rushing touchdowns and field goals. 391 yards. And they call a timeout with half a minute remaining. Second down and 2. From the 37. Second down and 2. 31 seconds. Lamar Jackson looks to pass. He's going to scramble right. Almost gets taken down, but he gets the first down. He's up the midfield. He's in field goal range, and he slides down. Timeout called for the Ravens. And up to the 45-yard line now. 24 seconds. 1 timeout left. Can they take a win, or can they take the tie? Can we go to another overtime game is my question. And these games are getting real tense. 45ers to the stand just on the other side of the Arrowhead. Lamar Jackson's going to scramble right this time. He's going to get some more yards in this one. He's going to get taken down by 2 Chiefs, and this is going to get up to the 40-yard line. Time is still ticking, though, so it looks like they might just have to take the field goal here with Justin Tucker. Timeout's called. They have time for one more play. That's if they do it wisely, and that's one thing Madden can never do. Can they do a time management play? I know, it's kind of crazy. Madden can't do that still in 2021. All right, Justin Tucker lines up. This is a 50-yard field goal almost. Kick is up. Justin Tucker is automatic most of the times, and in this case, he stays automatic. That's a tie game at 34. Alright, one more play. Hey, look, Patrick Mahomes is on his X Factor. Let's see if that matters, considering they have to go 75 yards. And they're just going to hand the ball off to overtime. How about this run, though? Can they call a timeout? They will. So Madden is actually thinking straight. I mean, when you get a run like that, you might as well call a timeout and then take a deep shot. You have 2 seconds of the clock. You're standing at your own 39-yard line. So that's about 60 yards to go. And there's a chance. We've seen it before. I'm not saying it's impossible. When you're on your X Factor, we know he can get it downfield. It's just the fact, can a receiver come up with it? That's the question here. So let's see. Patrick Mahomes, he's going to get a little pressure, so he's going to have to walk out of this. And oh my goodness, what a rocket on the run. And you're telling me, yeah, there's just no way. The dude on the run to his left, scrambling left, and just throws that one out of the end zone. That's just the most Patrick Mahomes thing I've seen quite today, and of course on Madden. So we have our second overtime game in the playoffs, the Chiefs versus the Ravens. Let's see who win the toss this time, and then we'll get to see who's going to win this one. And it looks like the Ravens won the toss, which is big considering the Rams won it last time and ended up winning on that drive. With that being said, let's sim to our next score, or close to the next score, in this overtime game. We'll see who wins. In a similar scenario from that last overtime game, the Ravens are in the opponent's territory. Lamar Jackson's going to take off this one. What kind of run was that? That was the slowest Lamar Jackson run I've ever seen. As I was saying, they can take the field goal. It wouldn't be the game, though. It'd be a lead for the Ravens, meaning they'd have to stop the Chiefs in offense. I mean, look at this run. I mean, was he just trying to sabotage this game? Was he trying to get tackled right there? He was on his X Factor too, and they're probably not his X Factor no more. Instantly gone. And with that being said, it's now a 2nd down and 12. And of course, Ravens, they can take the 3 points without penalty, but of course, get the touchdown and you win the game. So now they stand 2nd down and 12, a little out of field goal range. Justin Tucker could probably still hit from right there. I mean, after all, he's one of the best kickers in the league. But you want to make it a little bit more comfortable. Lamar Jackson's going to throw this one through midfield. This one gets hit with some traffic. And now you're looking at 3rd down and 12. So the Chiefs are making it hard on the Ravens, getting it past midfield now. I mean, maybe they can stop Justin Tucker. It's not going to be easy. But if you get Justin Tucker to miss a field goal from this range, you're talking about getting the ball back at midfield. And all you need is like 10 more yards for Harrison Butker. I mean, these are 2 best kickers in the league on both these teams. Lamar Jackson looked for the pass. He's actually going to take off this again. Now he's going to throw, and this one's knocked out. So that's a 4th down and 12 because you got a decision to make. And I'm guessing they're going to take a kick here with Justin Tucker, if I'm not wrong. You're at, let's see. You probably can't do that actually because that's a 60-yard field goal. I didn't see any consideration of where they're at. So yep, you're gonna have to punt the ball, which means you give the ball to Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes to potentially win the game. And this punt is out at around the 10-yard line. So Patrick Mahomes takes over. They need 3 points, wins the game. Can they do it? Let's see. Patrick Mahomes lines up from the 14-yard line. He's going to pass this one. This one is complete to around the 40-yard line. Tyreek Hill breaks out of it. Are you kidding? To the 40, to the 30, 20, 10. Touchdown. One play in the game, and I don't know why I just said Tyreek Hill. 86-yard touchdown. That's Robinson. I'm just mixing up all the names. I mean, I'm just messing up the moment. I was just looking at my phone. I look up, and there you have it. Looks like his cornerback just fell on the ground. He breaks loose. He gets up the midfield. He makes a move to the sideline. And just like that, the Chiefs are moved to the AFC Championship. What a turn of events. The Ravens looked like they were winning this game from overtime. And then the Chiefs just take over. One play. One play downfield, 86 yards. And that's how Patrick Mahomes does it. With 5 touchdowns and over 400 yards in the day for Patrick Mahomes. And they beat the Ravens in another thriller game in the Madden simulation. And this is why Madden can sometimes be fun to watch in certain scenarios. Kansas City Chiefs moving to the AFC Championship to play the winner between Bills and Steelers. All is normal so far. Keyword so far. And how about the Pittsburgh Steelers? They'll walk into Buffalo and they'll get an upset to make their way to the AFC Championship. They win on the road. And yep, there you go. 27-13, a 2-score game. They could have made it a 3-score game if they went for the touchdown there. But Sean McDermott, the Buffalo Bills, and Josh Allen, they will fall in the AFC Divisional. Kind of a surprise to me, but I'm not really surprised that the Steelers actually made this far. That can definitely happen. Steelers or Bills, they can definitely make the AFC Championship. I see that. So the Steelers will play the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. And we're left with the 4 NFC teams, including the Packers versus Rams. Interesting matchup. And then the Washington football team versus Saints. So that's also another really interesting matchup. Final score 27-13. We're done with the AFC. We're on a 1-point game, 28-27 here in Lambeau. The Green Bay Packers are up versus the LA Rams with 3 timeouts. 1st down and 10. They just got the ball back. The Packers took the lead with a touchdown. It was originally, can you believe this? I'm pretty sure it was like 27-10 at the start of the 4th quarter or something like that. And the Packers have made their way come back. And it's now a 1-point game in the favor of the Green Bay Packers. So 28-27. And now 53 seconds left. Own 25-yard lines where they stand. So they need about, let's say, at least 40 yards for their kicker to make it for the win. 30-28 field goal. Let's see. This is a pass. And this one's actually, no, this one's defended out. The defense by the 2 Packers gets it out from the tight end, which I believe is Higbee. Sam Sloman's their kicker, 37-yard line. I thought it was Hecker. That was a Note Boom right there. Note Boom, it's funny the last name. Whitworth is back, as you can see. And that's a pretty good sign, actually. Whitworth is one of the best O-linemen in the league. Got injured. Same thing with David Bakhtiari. Both great O-linemen. Both got injured. One of them will be playing. The other one would not. 2nd down and 10. 50 seconds left. 20-27. Here they go. Jared Goff looks at the passes, the short to Cooper Kupp, and this one's going to fight for the 1st down. He's going to get an 11-yard pickup inbounds, so that makes a timeout for the LA Rams, and they're actually going to mark it 3rd down inches, which means I guess his knee was down, but what an effort for Cooper Kupp to get up there and at least try for that 1st down. It looked like it should have been a 1st down, but it looks like most likely not going to review that one. We stand at 45 seconds left, 3/4 of a minute. Jared Goff stands at 30-yard line. 35 is where the ball is spot. And he's going to look for the pass again. And this one's going to be caught to midfield. And this one is Cooper Kupp once again. And the LA Rams are driving in there in field goal range for their kicker. 34 seconds left. Can the Rams come out of this one? We've seen many scenarios like this today with the Rams, and a timeout has been called by the Rams again. Rams with final timeout, or one more timeout. And it's a still 1-point game at this point. Half a minute remaining at the 43-yard lines where they stand. So now they just don't need any stupid penalties. They don't need any sacks like last time. And they can potentially have a comfortable field goal to win. And another upset versus the number 1 seeded Green Bay Packers, which would just, really trigger me considering the Packers never win anything in these simulations. And Jared Goff looks for the pass again, gets good coverage, and this one's defended out. Almost looks like it could have been pass interference right there by Kevin King. Kind of held up his arm right there. But second down and 10, 27 seconds left. This game is coming down to the wire. They stand on the Green Bay logo. 43-yard line, of course. So, of course, if the Rams win this, they play the winner of Washington or Saints. So that could be a really interesting NFC Championship, one we probably don't expect in real life, but it could happen. Jared Goff backs up a step, and this one's complete to Higbee, and this one should be just short of the first down, but no, it gets in the first down, and that's past field goal range too. So it looks like they're going to drain the clock down, and this is where they're going to take potentially the game-winning field goal. They take the timeout now, so they better take the field goal here. They better, if they take another play, man, they'd probably be stupid. Yeah, 11 seconds left. I'm figuring they take the field goal here. And let's just see if the Rams can take the lead late in the fourth quarter with 11 seconds left. Alright, so this is a 43-yard attempt from Schloman. Here he goes. This kick is up. It is good. And the Rams take the lead in Lambeau 30-28. And the upset is calling their name versus the number 1 seeded Green Bay Packers. How about Rams, though, in the simulations, man? Rams are always good in these simulations. For the Packers, it's been a different story, I gotta say. I don't expect this to happen in real life. It could, but, I mean, hey, maybe the Rams could play the Packers in real life. The Rams would have to win, of course, versus the Seahawks, which is already hard enough. So, first of all, the Rams have beat the Seahawks, and now they're looking to upset the number 1 Packers. I mean, this is just a villain story right here. This is a story to win the Super Bowl, if you ask me, if this happened in real life. 7 seconds left. Aaron Rodgers is just going to have to get a little help from the kick return unit, or maybe set at the 25-yard line. Let's see. Short kick, so that's going to have to be returned. And this kick is going to be up to around the 30. So now Aaron Rodgers just have one more play of this. Let's see if the Packers can get a little bit of luck in them with one play and one lob. Right, here we go. Last play. Rams send 3 on the line, including Aaron Donald. Has a quarterback spy just in case. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to take back or not. He's going to throw this one. And this one's just going to be knocked out. And that's going to do it. The LA Rams are moving to the NFC Championship for the first time since 2018. And they can either rematch the Saints or they can play the Washington football team, which would be something else. And the Rams, they get past the Packers. The number 1 seed falls. And this just a really interesting team to make it this far, I gotta say the least. Our final divisional game, as I said, Saints, Washington. And then let's get to our championship games. Final score, 30-28. And as expected, the New Orleans Saints are heading back to the NFC Championship versus a pretty easy opponent, if you ask me, Washington football team. They got the win versus Tampa Bay, which led the Saints to play them in the divisional round. And now, with that being said, we have our championship game set. Final score 31-17. Let's take a look at the bracket again, pull that up real quick, and we have our final 4 teams. In the AFC Championship, we have the Chiefs versus Steelers. This will be in Kansas City. And now we have the Rams versus Saints. This will be in New Orleans. So which of those 2 teams will be going to the Super Bowl of Madden's prediction? And which one will win it? That's what we'll find out right now with our first Chiefs versus Steelers, our AFC Championship. Let's get to this game. And what if I told you the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to the Super Bowl? They somehow come out top, and Kansas City, they win 30-28 versus Patrick Mahomes and the reigning Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Final score 30-28. Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers, who are one at a time undefeated, are heading to the Super Bowl, and they will play either the Saints or the Rams. So, Steelers versus Rams or Steelers versus Saints? Let's find out right now. Well, with that being said, the Steelers and the Saints is our Super Bowl matchup of what Madden believes the Super Bowl is going to be like this year come time February. A big win for the Saints, 41-13. Well, I mean, maybe they can beat them this big. I know they can beat the Rams, but by this many points, I don't really know. Steelers win in New Orleans, and they're heading to Tampa Bay to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. As I said, final score 41-13. Looks like the Rams just didn't have a chance, and the Steelers put up the Saints put up 34 points in the second quarter. Just 34 points in one quarter. How is it even fair? And I don't know. Saints, Super Bowl, Saints and Steelers. Good thing we're not seeing the Chiefs again. Let's see who comes out of top. Super Bowl 55 according to Madden. A low-scoring Super Bowl with 13-all. The Pittsburgh Steelers are out of timeouts versus the Saints, and the Saints are 3rd down and 1 in the red zone. They're actually on the 1-yard line, matter of fact, so they're more than just in the red zone. They're in the goal line, and they're letting time drain right now. They have time advantage on their hands with 3 timeouts, so they don't have to worry about scoring, time in the factor, considering, they score here, 3 timeouts, 3rd down and 1. Pittsburgh can't stop the clock, and as you can see, they're draining the clock. All they gotta do is kick a field goal, and they should win Super Bowl 55. So, yep, they're gonna call a timeout here. I really thought they were gonna go for a play. A low-scoring Super Bowl should end in a game-winning field goal for Will Lutz, as you can see. Should be 16-13. Should be a chip shot field goal. Don't really miss this kick. 4 seconds on the clock. Should drain all the seconds. There could be 1 second left on the clock for a kick return, which I highly doubt could happen. But let's see, first of all, if this little puny kick can go up to bring in the lead in the Super Bowl. For the lead. With 1 second left, the Saints take the lead in the Super Bowl, and they're looking to win Super Bowl 55 in Tampa Bay, Florida. 16-13 is the current score, but every second counts. Not saying the Saints won exactly yet, not saying the Steelers won either. Let's see if the Steelers can get a little bit of luck in them. Alright, here comes the kick return. And he'll be taken down at the 20. So that means the New Orleans Saints are Super Bowl champions. So this was a pretty fun bracket to do, not gonna lie. Bracket should be on screen right now. The Saints come on top of it, which could happen. Could the Super Bowl happen? Well, it's possible. Some of these matchups did make sense, some of them not as others. But hey, that's what Madden thinks. Thank you guys for watching. And comment what you think on this video down below. And make sure you watch my prediction 2 or 3 days ago. I'll see you guys later. Let's go to the playoffs now.